woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, oh yeah. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in the good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas in Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. A first down throw for Prescott. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side. The ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
A very solid gain of 27. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And his first carry, loses the football. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They move the ball well on their opening drive.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. First carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
On second down, here's Breeze. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. To throw is Breeze. Completes this one to Meredith. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And out now come the Cowboys. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
A good pickup there at 22.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Here we go, 46. 26.
1st down, Prescott. His throw incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Wide 8. Gun.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Dancing to his left. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Then we're going to 53. 26.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Hey, 47. Hey, 47. Here we go, 46, 46.
Prescott from the gun. That is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now they'll let Olawale have a crack at it. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Here you go.
Second down, Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Ready, yellow lady.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Got it.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down and 8 to start things out.
Here we go. Over. Ready. You ready? Underfoot.
From midfield, here's Breeze. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Set, set. All day, every day, any day. Pull it out. 54-1.
Breeze to throw on second down. Going with a screen for Murray. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
11. 12. Got it.
Here's Breeze to throw. He completes it to Bryant. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. First catch for Bryant. He's got a first down. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. Caught on the left side by Ginn. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure to give him the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Check.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints are back within a score. Lutz with the extra point. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Cowboys. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Started to look like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Tie it right. Here we go, 46. 26.
On second down, Prescott again. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. They'll turn to the power game at Olawale. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep for the Saints is Ted Ginn. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Now it's Ginn. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back. Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now? They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. Finding room inside the 40. That one 28 yards on the ground. That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played. Yeah, and it created a big run. Breeze now on first down. This is caught by Ginn. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a pitch out to Kamara. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Shotgun now for Breeze. Ginn has it complete. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Breeze to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. That's out to Hill, right side complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him. Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. On second down, Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 14-10. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Being chased out left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off timid. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's third and long. Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A first down throw for Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. The Saints say they have it, and they do. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Sammy! Ready? You ready? Got it! By 4! You return!
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Lutz puts this one through. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Second half starts with a run by Murray. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
21.
On second down, here's Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Ready. Yellow lady, yellow lady. Over. Hey, easy. Got it.
On first down, Breeze. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Ready. You ready? Left. On 1. Got it.
Breeze to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And Lutz's kick is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
26.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Ready. You ready? My mate.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. The tackle by Robert Quinn.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Sit down. 12. Wait, set.
Breeze now. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Got it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, second and goal.
Got it.
He's going to get it running right. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And he knocks it through. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Prescott now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. Over the middle, the connection to Hearns. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And again, it's Prescott. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jameis Olawale, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
13. Under. Got it. Over.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Here we go. Easy. Over.
Toss play, Kamara. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
5-8.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. 18 yards there and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. The busy night continues for Kamara, working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back.
Get set. Under. Hey, left. Got it.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
You waiting? Got it. Got it!
A give. This is Kamara. He's to the... Oh, no, he lost the football. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Got it!
They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Ready? You ready?
He's going to get it running right. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Saints add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look fluid. There goes Allen Hurns. Past the 20, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Allen Hurns, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Cowboys cut into that lead. As a former oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That's complete right around the 8. And he's across for 2 points. Boy, a gutsy call right there, but the fake works. And they get the 2 instead of 1. So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Now they'll toss it out right to Kamara. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Ready? You 90?
They run it again with Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Ready? You ready?
On 1st down, Murray. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, but we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. Now a handoff. Here's Camaro. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd down and 12. Again, it's Camaro. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This one from 48 yards away. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for the Saints, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Dallas, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.